Yo, what's good, YouTube? What's good, everybody? It's your boy Johnny Finesse. Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another Jimmy Highroller video today. If you're new to the channel and hadn't hit that sub button yet, make sure you hit that sub button, man. Let's just get into it, y'all. Make sure you hit that like button if you like this video. You know what I'm saying?
I'll say this
You've been
again.
due for one, I ain't gonna lie.
It's our defense. We have to correct our defense.
There's a lot.
Nah, how y'all like in the league so far? Like, the league is crazy right now. It's original. Like, it's not regular. Like, the Lakers is 2-10. Like, that's crazy. The Warriors is like 5-7. That's crazy too. Like, that shit is crazy. Like, Giannis is doing the same. Like, we all know. Kawhi out again. Like, you had a whole season and change, bro. Like, you played less than like 20 games, and now you sitting down again. Like, Steve Nash is going too. Like, this is crazy. What is your? What's the craziest one so far this season? Put in the comment section down below.
The NBA season just started a few weeks ago, and things are already
Cavs is going
completely out of
crazy, too,
control.
like-
And we absolutely love it. The
my
NBA is
God.
back, and it's better than ever.
It really is better than
Today's
ever, I ain't
video
gonna
is
lie.
brought to you by SeatGeek. A new NBA season is upon us. Fairly accurate.
You know what I'm saying?
At the
You don't get
beginning of
paid, so we
every
don't get
NBA
to see them.
season, Basketball Reference releases their preseason odds and projections. These are usually fairly accurate. Not really. And this season was no different. Basketball Reference released their preseason projections for each team, and just a few weeks into the NBA season, the league has already been flipped on its head. Preseason odds projected the Jazz to have the worst record in the NBA. They are currently the top team in the West,
Oh
propelled
my
by
God. Imagine if you bet that. Oh my gosh. That is crazy.
Jordan Clarkson and a prime Dirk Nowitzki. I mean, Larry Markkinen. Right now, the Jazz are on pace to winning 61 games this
What?
season. Their projected win total before the season started was 24 wins. This has to be the most unexpected start to a season ever. The Jazz part ways with their two perennial All-Stars and still find themselves tied for the most wins in the entire league. Another completely
lot.
inexplicably
That says a lot.
successful team has
That says a lot. That says a lot. That says a lot.
been the
I ain't gonna lie.
Trailblazers, who were projected to be the 10th seed in the West. But then they won, and won again, and won again, and won again, and by the grace of God, now have the third best record in the West. I don't
That's
get
crazy.
it, but I don't care to. Go Blazers. The Clippers are mediocre once again thanks to literally one player in Kawhi Leonard, who has taken player empowerment to a whole nother level by just doing whatever he wants to. You ate a heavy meal this evening? Now we don't want to take any risks. Might as well sit this one out, big fella.
That's
Yay,
crazy.
he's back. No, he's not. One of the greatest players of all time just straight up doesn't play, and we've gotten so used to him doing this, no one even talks about it.
Yeah, we don't even
Suit
care no
up,
more.
my guy. My fantasy team is in the trenches. Do something. But at least the Clippers are just mediocre and not an absolute dumpster fire like the Warriors and Lakers. I just made a video about whether or not it was possible to buy an NBA championship, and we concluded that no, you cannot buy an NBA championship. So far this
I'm telling you, as soon as they got paid, it's always as soon as you get paid, you play whack, bro. The only person that I've seen that got paid this year is John Morant. He playing crazy.
season, the Warriors
I
are
don't know
proving
if
to
there's
be
any
no
others in the
exception to
comment
this.
section down
In
below.
fact, the Warriors are the first team in NBA history to start the season 0-6 on the road. It's getting ugly,
That's
but
crazy.
it's still really early in the season, so I expect this team to start figuring out things
That's
here soon
crazy,
as they
what?
continue to experiment with their lineups and buff out some rough edges. Now, a team that won't be doing any buffing on any edges is this rotten bunch that call themselves the Los Angeles Lakers. Between a bench
Pitiful.
that resembles your least favorite G League team, a third best offensive option in Lonnie Walker, and Anthony Davis clenching at his back every time a defender looks at him the wrong way, this team is an absolute wreck. The Lakers are currently on pace
up
to
with this
win
Brad?
a
Go to the
whopping
chiropractor, my
16
guy.
games this
Goddamn.
season, which is so bad it would set a new franchise record for the least amount of wins in the Lakers' 76-year existence. A team with 3 all-time
can't
great
do that.
players on it, and they just can't seem to put
You
together.
can't do that. You 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 definitely can't do that. Bron, you can't let that happen. You cannot let that happen.
A win. In fact,
You
if the
cannot let that
Lakers
happen. You cannot
situation
let that
wasn't bad
happen.
enough, even if they finish this season with the worst record in the NBA, they won't even have a shot at the first overall pick in the upcoming draft, since they included the rights to a first-round swap with the Pelicans when they traded for Anthony Davis back in 2019. The Pelicans could very well end up with a generational talent next season, gift-wrapped and hand-delivered thanks to the Lakers playing like absolute dog water. But somehow, the Lakers being an absolute circus at the moment is not nearly the biggest story in the NBA right now. Because in the East, the Nets have gone completely off the rails with one of the weirdest and dysfunctional starts to a season I've ever seen. This team has got NBA Reddit looking like the front page of TMZ. Preseason odds had the Nets as the 4th best team in the league this season and 3rd best in the East. That, my friends, has not been the case. Despite Kevin Durant trying to stay out of the drama, but subtly putting himself right in the middle of it, regardless of Kyrie Irving becoming public enemy #1, and in the midst of Ben Simmons regressing into a poor man's Draymond Green, Steve Nash somehow took the fall for this team's shortcomings and was fired just 7 games into the season.
Which is
No,
crazy.
it wasn't Kyrie's distracting off-court antics. It wasn't Ben Simmons refusing to do anything on the court other than being 6'10". It wasn't Sean Marks blowing up a perfectly good roster. It was all Steve Nash's fault. Meanwhile, leading the East are the Milwaukee Bucks, who have been using the league as their personal punching bag, winning 9 straight games to start the season. Preseason odds had the Bucks projected as the 3rd best team in the NBA going into the season, and already they have exceeded those expectations. The craziest part about the Bucks' success so far this season, Chris Middleton hasn't even suited up yet. You can't get out to a much better start than the Bucks have. Except, somehow, one team has. Because preseason odds had the Cavaliers projected as the 8th best team in the East. And not only have they blown the top off of that projection, the Cavaliers have become an absolute juggernaut over the last few weeks. Right now, the Cavaliers have the highest net rating in the entire league, the highest SRS score among all teams, and the largest margin of victory, all while being led by easily the most talented and well-rounded 8-man rotation in the NBA, and a now MVP caliber star in Donovan Mitchell.
Some teams only got like a 7-man, 6-man rotation. They got an 8-man rotation. That's fire.
Who has taken a massive leap this season. The Cavaliers are the real deal. We are only 3 weeks into the season, and already these projections and expectations have completely blown up. Just a month ago, the Warriors, Clippers, and Nets were 3 of the top 5 teams favorited to win an NBA championship. Now, all 3 of these teams are fighting to just stay relevant in their conference. This season was supposed to be the year of the great tank. Just not from these teams. Teams that we all thought would be rebuilding this season were supposed to put together their best tanking job to increase their odds at the generational prospect and Victor Wembanyama. I was excited. The Jazz, Pacers, Spurs, Thunder. Where's the tanking? We've got a generational talent on the line here. Lose. I mean, some teams are starting to look like real front runners in the Wemby sweepstakes, but I wasn't aware that the Warriors were gunning for the kid. But it's still early in the season. Anything could happen. The Warriors could pull together and look like real contenders as the season continues. The Cavaliers and the Jazz could continue their run and solidify themselves as a real...
You gotta understand, the Warriors is old. They old now. They're going to turn it up at the second half of the season. Like,
threat for a title. Who knows? The Lakers could even make the playoffs. Well, let's not get carried away here. The NBA is back, and it just keeps getting better. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, until next time.
You know what I'm saying? If you like the video, you obviously like the video. You obviously got to subscribe. Make sure you hit that sub button, y'all. We on the road to 1,200 subs.